Hey boo, I'm just leaving work, about to hop on the train and head home to film season 2 of Dish with Tashay. I'll call you when I'm done, okay?
Thanks for tuning in to the Dish with Tashay. If you are tuning in from episode 1, season 2, you're a real one, okay? And God is gonna bless you. Well, God is gonna bless you either way, but you know what I mean. In today's episode, I wanted to talk about therapy and ways that therapy has helped me cope with my anxiety and depression in healthier ways, and ultimately learn how to come out of my depressive episodes quicker. Because let me tell you, I have moderate to severe depression, and my depression is the kind of depression that is really crippling because it's an everyday battle, right? But it's something that's really crippling. Like, some people can function when they're depressed, but for me, it was like mental shutdown means physical shutdown. So small tasks like washing the dishes, mopping a floor, sweeping, like taking a bath, it kind of is impossible when you feel like you're in a battle with your mind. Yeah, I wanted to talk about ways that therapy has helped me. And I started therapy when I was a teenager. I was like 18, 19, but I only took it for like a month because I didn't feel connected to my therapist at all. So coming into my session and talking to him felt like a task. So I kind of strayed from taking therapy, and I only took it for like a month or two. Now I started therapy, I started taking therapy during the pandemic because, like everyone else, I was losing my mind, but just doing a lot of inner work and like shadow work and facing yourself. And I didn't know how to handle the emotions that were coming up. I didn't know how to handle my depression. So I started therapy in 2020 during the pandemic. And first of all, let me just say, every therapist is not a good therapist, okay? So that's why it's important to fill your therapist out. A good therapist gives you homework, My therapist, her name is Shaniqua. Shout out to Shaniqua. Hey, girl, because we be having a kiki. But yeah, shout out to Shaniqua. She gives me homework based on our sessions. So say if I am having an anxiety attack or whatever, I'll have a worksheet that I can pull up from my email that she sent that will tell me, okay, what are you feeling right now? What triggered this feeling? What did you do with this feeling? What reactions did you have? Blah, blah, blah. And then you write it and log it down. In our next session, we'll talk about it and kind of talk about healthier ways to reprogram my brain so that I can come out of my depressive episodes faster and ultimately prevent falling into depressive episodes less than I was prior to taking therapy. So a good therapist gives you homework because if you don't study yourself, you can't overcome yourself. I have friends who are in therapy and they're like, I feel like I'm just talking to a yes man, like my therapist just listens to me. So if you have that feeling, you definitely should get a new therapist, because at the end of you expressing how you feel, it should be a joint conversation, basically trying to find solutions to having a more positive way of thinking. Like, ultimately, a therapist is supposed to help you reprogram your brain, Since I've been in therapy, I've realized there are things that were affecting me from childhood or past relationships, just traumatic experiences, and I was still suffering from like the trauma of those situations, and they were affecting the choices I made in my life. And I didn't realize that till I, was in therapy, like studying myself and working on reprogramming my brain in the way that I think, so I can find healthier and better ways to be and think. And or even if I knew, like, okay, this behavior stems from this childhood, I didn't know how to get a handle on it and reprogram my brain myself. So that's what my therapist has helped me do, and I'm not perfect, like, no one's perfect. Until we are 6 feet under, buried in the ground, like, there's always going to be work to do. There's always going to be more room for improvement, more healing to do. So no one's 100% healed or 100% like, no one's perfect. So we're always working on ourselves. But I'm more conscious of my behaviors and thoughts, and that kind of helps me understand myself more and learn how to come out of, my depressive episodes quicker. Or if I start feeling that emotion coming on, I am able to just like stop it before it gets too dark and like heavy. Mental health is no longer a stigma in our communities, and I just want to encourage everyone to try therapy. Try out one session, see how you feel. You know, sometimes, a lot of times for me, it feels like a release. You know, I'll have things built up inside of me that I didn't even know needed to come out. And if you are in therapy, try to stay consistent, because it really does help you just live a more fulfilling, happier life, you know, because you have more clarity about yourself. And the journey ultimately is about finding out who you are, you know? One thing I've learned is to learn to become an observer in my mind. You know, like the positive thoughts are the thoughts that come from your inner being, and the negative thoughts are thoughts that come from whatever traumatic experiences you've had, whatever you see in your day-to-day. I know how painful it can get, how dark it can get, how heavy, how lonely, how just sad, how hopeless it can get when you're in a depressive episode, or if you are dealing with anxiety and feeling like no one understands you. And even if you try to articulate and express or communicate what you're feeling, you don't even have the right words, or you don't even understand why you feel the way you feel to even try and tell someone about how you're feeling and what you're going through mentally. And I know how frustrating it can get to be trying to explain to someone that you're not feeling okay, and I'm just telling you, know, just be strong, you know, especially if you come from a Jamaican or a Caribbean family like me. You always have that family member who's like, depressed? What do you mean you're depressed? You're not depressed, you need Jesus, that's what you need. And yes, I need God. You know, God is the reason why I'm here today, able to sit here and talk to you and not look like what I've been through. But therapy has helped me just learn to cope with these things in healthier ways, and to be more conscious of my thoughts, you know, in hopes of ultimately living a more fulfilling life. And it seems to have been working for me, so I wanted to encourage you guys to try therapy as well. We didn't come here to suffer. We came here to not just survive, but to thrive. We came here to be happy, to figure out who we are, to live a fulfilling life. And every day you have the choice to be a victim or a victor. No matter what is going on in your life, you have the power to change a narrative, because ultimately you are the creator of your life. So you don't like something, you don't like the way that you feel, change your thought. You don't like the way that something is working out, change your behavior, you know, so you can change the situation. And trust that everything is working out for you, not to you. When you trust that the universe, that things are working out for you, you start to look at life as more of an adventure, you know, because the journey is what teaches us who we are. So if you are having suicidal thoughts, or if you are going through a depression, or if you're battling with anxiety right now, I just want you to know to not give up, okay? Because giving up will be a disservice of yourself. We are on this journey because the journey helps us figure out who we are, you know? And if you give up on yourself, you're going to be doing a disservice to yourself, because there's so many versions of yourself and so many parts of you that you haven't explored yet, beautiful parts. So just hold on a little bit, because it gets better, it really does. And you're going to be so glad that you didn't give up on yourself when you see who your journey built you to become. So I also wanted to share my playlist with you guys, my playlist that helps me get out of a depressive episode or funk. And first of all, y'all know I got Beyonce on here, because y'all know I love me some Beyonce. Stop playing. I don't know what kind of spell, I don't know what kind of drugs Beyonce put in this Renaissance album, but I'll be feeling down. And by the time I put the album on, by the time I get to the last song, so what's the last songs? Like, Down by Heated. Like, nobody can tell me I'm not that girl, okay? Nobody can tell me nothing. And it's been a long time since I felt like I was that girl. So shout out to Beyonce, because I really needed this Renaissance album. It came at the perfect time. So when I'm sad, I listen to music that makes me want to elevate, boss up, get in my bag. Especially if I'm sad because somebody did me dirty, because then I'm really finna be in my bag. So I listen to music that get me hyped. Like, I'm only trying to have money conversations only at that point, you heard? And speaking of money conversations, I don't know if it's because I'm from Uptown, but I love A Boogie, okay? I fuck with A Boogie. I listen to A Boogie every day. Like, he's from Highbridge, I'm from Kingsbridge. That's my cousin. Like, stop playing. I listen to that Me Versus Me album every day, but I think I gotta chill listening to it every day because now all of a sudden I want to get the Bronx started on me. And it's an urge that I have to fight every single day. True story. So I also have Lola Brooke on here, and I know I'm not the only one. No, I'm not the only one, but I know this song, this part of the song is stuck in my head. Don't play with it, don't play with it, don't play with it. Come on, baby, don't play with it. Just lay in it. Spend all day in it. I just want a roughneck nigga on the tongue. You just want to send me automatic with a gun. Ask me if I'm finished. Nah, bitch, I just begun. I ain't giving out no nutty to no nigga just for fun. Are you dumb? Run a man. I don't know no other man. You like 100 niggas just for 100 bands. I don't even got me 100 bands. I'm still gonna give me 100 M's with 100 plans. Facts. Alright, what else I have on here? I got Maya the Dawn. I love Maya the Dawn. Her song Telfie is super cute, and that song gets me hyped too, especially if I'm like, I need to be reminded that I'm that girl, because I don't know how I could forget, like how foolish of me. But Maya the Dawn, bad bitch when I'm up in the building. James ain't gonna chain that's custom. This dress look good because I'm in it. I got Ice Spice on here too. I fuck with Ice Spice because she's from Fordham and I'm from Kingsbridge, so she's like right there. That's like my little god sister, you know. Shout out to the New York girlies though, because the New York girlies is running shit and they making me so proud. But yeah, I got By the Building by Youngin Ace. I hope I'm saying his name right, but I love that song. I listen to it every day because I'm trying to buy the building, you heard? I got Going Up by G Money. Who else I got on here? I got some gospel songs on here. I got Yolanda Adams, Victory. I love that song. Even if you're not religious, that song gets you hyped. Like, play that song in your car, like while you're driving on the highway or something. That shit slap. Okay? Other gospel songs, I have God Favored Me. I think that's by Ezekiel. I got Promises by Maverick City. So also I listen to Sarah Jakes. She is a pastor and she's very motivational and encouraging and uplifting and enlightening, and I watch her on YouTube, so I'll just put her on while I'm getting my day started or getting in the shower. I'll put her on the speakers. She's really powerful to watch because I be catching the Holy Ghost. Child, I ain't even gonna hold you. I be catching the Holy Ghost when I listen to Sarah Jakes. But also I have Abraham Hicks, who is also a motivational speaker, and she just talks about keeping your vibrations high and your frequencies light and positive and being more conscious of the thoughts that enter your head. I've had full-blown anxiety attacks and I will put Abraham Hicks on and feel better after. Something else that I do when I'm going through a depressive episode is I take candleless showers in the dark. I light a candle, turn off the lights, play some jazz, some kind of soothing music or some kind of meditation music. And I don't know what it is about a nice hot shower, but I just come out feeling at least better than I did before I took the shower. So it calms me down and it's soothing, and I just am like a little bit more at ease. Finding a creative outlet also has helped me, whether it's painting, finding a new hobby, creating content. Yeah, that's helped me. So finding a creative outlet helps a lot. It could be writing, like whatever. I also have been reading more books. The current book that I've been reading is called The Power of the Now, and I recommend this book to everyone. It's a really good book. It teaches you, it talks about just being more present in the moment. Yeah, and being more conscious. So they all kind of do the same thing. So this is why I'm recommending them. But The Power of the Now is a really good book. It talks about being more conscious of your thoughts and also being an observer in your mind, like I talked about earlier. And knowing what thoughts come from where, like being able to differentiate whether the thoughts are coming from yourself, your inner true self, or if they're coming from somewhere else, somewhere else that you don't want to be. I've been taking vitamin D pills, especially if you're a person of color. We are vitamin D deficient in the winter because we need sun. We're supposed to be close to the equator. So I've been taking vitamin D pills, and the way that I realized that vitamin D has been helping me, is because like I'll be taking them consistently for a couple of weeks and then let me miss a week or two. And I'm like, why does life feel like it's not worth living again? Why do I have no energy? I feel like an 80-year-old. And then I'll start taking it and then I'll feel better. And I'm like, oh, okay, so these are working. I've also been taking ashwagandha pills. And ashwagandha is an adaptogen. It helps you regulate your nervous system. So if you have anxiety like me, it will be really helpful. And you should try it out. You can find them in any vitamin store. One other thing that I do when I'm going through a depressive episode is that I'll do some mirror work and talk myself out of my depressive episode. So I'll look in the mirror and I'll tell myself like 5 good things about myself that I like about myself. I will talk myself out of it and tell myself like, you know, you're strong. Right now you feel like this, but tomorrow you have the decision to start over and have a better day, and you know that you're gonna have a better day because you're making that decision right now to have a better day, you know. And it works because what you believe about yourself is how you'll feel, you know. A belief is just a constant thought, and based on what you think about yourself is how you will feel. So you gotta work on keeping those dominant thoughts in check. The Power of the Now book that I mentioned is really good for that too, so I do recommend that, you know. And sleep is good. One thing I learned from Abraham Hicks is she talks about going to sleep. Like if you feel like super shitty and you have the opportunity to take a nap, because naps help you reset. They really do. So in conclusion, I hope that I have inspired you, or at least put the little thought idea in your head to look into getting a therapist. Please try out one session, you know, and see how you feel afterwards, because a lot of times it helps to have someone to talk to who can help you get to solutions, you know. And your friends that you talk to and your family members that you talk to, they might have good intentions and they might genuinely care, but trust me, whoever you're telling your business to, they're telling someone else. Okay, I promise you. They might not mean anything, you know, have no bad intent. But I promise you, whoever you're telling your business to, they're telling at least one other person. At least with a therapist, they're not going out telling your business because that's like protocols with their job. But if they are telling someone your business, it doesn't matter because you most likely don't even know the person, you know? And therapy is the ultimate form of self-care. It really is. And just like you feed your body every day, water, food, you need to feed your mind and your spirit every single day, because your mental health is just as important as your physical health. That's all I have for today. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Dish with Tashay. I'm really excited for the episodes that we have coming ahead, so I hope that you will stay tuned. I hope you were at the very least inspired, motivated, or at least entertained. Share, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Dice on the beat.